Hey everybody, it's Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. All the subscribers, you guys are awesome. We got lots of good comments, all the things. Thank you for supporting the channel, for the channel growth, for everything that you guys do. You guys are awesome. I appreciate being able to be here, helping you guys in whatever way I do. I'm very blessed and honored to do that. This video is, what are you ready for? Are you ready for? Question mark or blank question mark. So what is it out there? Why do we prep? Is what I'm kind of getting at. We talk about SHTF all the time. That's stuff hitting the fan, or SHIT hitting the fan. Well, what does that mean? That could be riots in a city. Looting, burning. We've seen it, right? Okay. Pandemic. We've seen it. That's an SHTF event. Seriously. I mean, it is. We're in SHTF right now. It could be you losing your job. It could be getting injured. It could be death of a family member. Something like that. There's a lot of different ways that and those are things we prepare for. Prepping is all about peace of mind. It's about having that peace of mind, knowing I'm ready. You know, even if I can't pay the mortgage or maybe pay all my bills, my family's going to eat. We're not going to starve to death. We're going to be able to do some things. That's what prepping's about. WROL. That's without rule of law. That's like breakdown of society. That is like, there's no law enforcement to call. There's no fire department to call. There's no doctors to go to. No hospitals. Nothing. It's just back to like maybe 1800s. That would be caused by like maybe an EMP or a lot of different things. That's a big event. Maybe a financial collapse. There's a lot of different things that could cause that. But anyway, TEOTWAWKI, which is the end of the world as we know it. You know, I'm not going to go into exactly all these things, but bringing up these things. That's the end of the world as we know it. You know, that's also a big event, long-term type thing. EMP, a collapse, like I said, financial collapse, a war, which may be on the horizon for us. I don't know. Winter. Literally winter, like the time of year. Preparing for winter. It's something we got to do, right? Yeah. I talk about job loss, injury, natural disasters also. That's an SHTF event. Natural disaster, a hurricane, a tornado, a volcano, an earthquake, lots of different things that we need to be ready for, right? Yeah. Bug out, bug in. That's always a big question mark. Are you ready for bugging in? Do you have security perimeter to set? Like, do you have, a row of blackberries that go all the way around 3 sides of your property to protect it? And then do you have fixed fighting positions? Like that one right there. See that right there? That's a fixed fighting position. See that mound of dirt and everything? There's a bunch of rocks inside there and stuff like that. That's a fixed fighting position. That has overwatch to a certain area of my property. Do you guys have stuff like that? Do you have enough food? Do you have enough water? Medical stuff. Ammo. Training. Skills. I know what you guys are saying. I don't have enough of everything. I'm not ready. I feel you. I'm only ready for what I can be ready for. I've been prepping for a long time now, but I'm still not ready for everything. I have weaknesses, just like anybody does. So don't get too down on yourself for that. Are you fearful? That's one thing I wrote down. I guess we all are, probably in a little sense of the way, in the meaning. There's certain things I'm scared of. I wouldn't say like scared as in like it affects me like I'm negatively, like I worry about it all the time and stuff like that. But you're still scared. I'm scared of this country going to like having a civil war because it's not something I want. Because I know the realities of war. I know what happens in warfare. I don't want to see it on my soil. Will I participate and do my part if needed and called upon? Yes, of course I will. But this is why I always say prep a little every day. Because we can never be ready for everything. But if we prep, generally speaking, for generality, we'll be ready for a lot more than if we're not. We'll have a lot better chances of survival, a lot better chances of finding people pulling together as a community, as a nation, stuff like that. So, yeah, like I wrote down here, you're never prepped for everything. No matter how much money you spend, even like I was thinking, I think I wrote it down here somewhere about, millionaires, billionaires and stuff like that out there prepping. buying big, huge bunker complexes, missile silos, fully outfitted with all this stuff, everything. They have enough stuff in there to last like 50 years. Food, water, all the stuff. Complete standalone. But they're still not prepared for everything. Even if they have guards and perimeters and a fortress outside to protect the inside and stuff like that, they still have to have air ventilation going in that people up topside can affect. That a force can take over whatever defenses are up topside and affect their air. Even if they have, things in place to prevent that. There's also things, all these people that they hire to do all this stuff, are they going to stick around in an SHTF scenario? Probably not. They got families to take care of also. They may stay for like the security guys, like, okay, we'll stay and provide security if you keep us safe and you keep us fed and stuff like that. But where their loyalties lie and stuff like that. So even the people that spend billions of dollars on prepping, who, if they're out there, they're still not ready for everything. You can still take a team, a highly dedicated team, get through there, infiltrate, take them out. All right? So you gotta, and also another thing I was thinking of is all the mechanics, all the people that it takes to keep this stuff running. Does that billionaire have all those skills? All the prep-related skills? Heck no, he doesn't. So what happens when his water treatment plant or his well or his air ventilation system or something that breaks down? What happens when a storm happens upside and takes out all of his solar panels? No more power. That's what I'm getting at. So don't feel bad that you don't have all this stuff, because we all have weaknesses. There's absolutely no way that we can be prepared for everything. So don't worry about that. Prepping's about peace of mind. Yes, definitely have a peace of mind. I know that, I can feed my family for a long period of time. And I have, I'm sitting here looking at all my garden in front of me. I can produce. Can I produce enough to feed my whole family? No, not even close yet. But, like I said, I'm not perfect. We're moving somewhere soon where I will set it up where we will produce all of our caloric intake, period. Right off the bat. Because when we get out of here, equity, where we're moving, Ozarks, way less expensive. Pay cash for all that property and all the stuff I need to do. So yeah, we'll be set. Not worried about that. Just getting there. And the elections and all the other stuff. Anyway, fear is detrimental to you. A little bit is good because it keeps you on edge. It keeps you moving forward. The fear of not being able to feed your family enables you to be a prepper in the first place, right? Yeah, of course. Like I said, some is okay, but just don't let it overwhelm you. Keep a level head. Stay calm, cool, collected, those kind of things. There's another reason why I say prep a little every day. You're not going to just do it all at once unless you're a billionaire. So we're moving forward progress. Awareness is the biggest thing you can do. In this troubled world today, what's going on around us, be aware of all the things, all the potential threats out there. What can go bad? Rioting, looting, the president's Supreme Court justice pick coming up later tonight. Stuff associated with that, stuff associated with the elections. If the government tries to lock people down again for this pandemic, or there's a lot of different things. You guys know what there is. Storm season in certain areas, whatever, flooding, there's a lot of different things. Be aware of all these threats to you, and that's the big thing. If you're aware, then hopefully we will, as prepper community, we will have a window of opportunity to go get last-minute preps. For some people, that window of opportunity may be to load up their vehicles and get ready to bug out. Also, that's why we need to be aware. That's why we need to keep our head on a swivel. Make sure, just keep an eye on everything. News sources, what's going on around our country, in our areas, all this stuff. We need to be aware so that we can have that small window to either get our stuff and get out, or run to the store, grab a couple last-minute things, set security, call up the buddies, say, hey, it's on, let's go, let's gather, stuff like that. Evaluate your preps, what your stuff is, your area of operations, anything you need to modify, and modify your approach to it. How are you doing right now? And what could you be doing better? That's a big one. because we need to be always forward looking. We always need to be mindful of, not procrastinating. We're one step ahead of everybody else, at least one step ahead. That's why we're preppers. So that's a very important thing to think about. What is enough for preps? Well, that depends. It depends on your area. It depends on your financial situation. It depends on what kind of climate you're in. Like, enough water for me is way different because I live in the Pacific Northwest where it rains all the time. So enough water for me is way different than, I'll use an example of another channel, Morgan of Rogue Preparedness. Awesome channel. If you haven't checked them out, check them out over there. She is awesome. They are awesome. They're doing the things all the time. They living on a homestead in Arizona, I believe. Her enough water is way different than my enough water. Okay? So keep that in mind. Also, my enough food is not the same as TJ, a bear independent, with his big homestead and a lot more land to grow food and all the animals he has and stuff like that. So I need more food storage because I don't have my production up to par yet. He has more production. He probably has more food storage than me also. He's stacking it to the rafters, doing awesome. Great. But you got to think about these things. What applies to you and what is the most important thing that you need to be doing for your specific area and your situation if you live in a city, if you live in the country, if you live where it rains all the time, if you live where it's swamps all the time, or you live in the frozen tundra or the desert. It's all different. That's why I can't just sit here and tell you, do this, 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 and this, and you'll be perfect. Okay, anybody that does is a liar, and they're wrong. Just don't go to those channels. Ability to produce. Okay, financial also. What's your financial situation? Are you in debt up to your eyeballs? That's one of the first preps you need to be doing then. If you're in debt, especially if you're in a lot of debt, get it down. Get it down, down, down. Anytime you're in debt, you're a slave. You're a slave to somebody else. They own you because they can control. They can do things like take your house, take your vehicle, things like that. And then what are you going to do? So get out of debt. Have an emergency fund, savings, investments, all those kind of things. Very important part of preparedness. Well-rounded also. And it's not just about this. It's not just about this. It's about food. It's about medical. It's about all the stuff. Well-rounded. So I hope this encourages you guys to be ready for whatever. I don't know. Be ready for as many things as you can. Prep in generality. Don't prep for something specific because that specific situation may never happen. But if you're a general prepper, you'll be way better off for anything, no matter what happens. So please, prep a little every day. Like I said, prep out of peace of mind, not out of fear. A little fear is good, yes, but don't be fearful. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.